The first tool that I want to look at is a math PowerPoint, or I guess resource I want to look at is a math PowerPoint that I use every day for math. It's a different one every day. As you can see, this would be Module 5, Lesson 14th of Math. This PowerPoint goes along directly with our Eureka Math book that the students have, and it goes along with that curriculum. I project it onto the whiteboard for everyone to use. As you can see, the headings are on every page. They do organize the content on every slide. It helps students keep track of where we are and what the lesson we're on, and also what part of the lesson, and it helps me keep the pace of the lesson flowing nicely. Something you can see here, though, is that the color contrast with the headings is probably not appropriate or significant enough for those that would be colorblind. The black on the white would be significant enough. Also, maybe the bullet points are not significant enough color contrast. But I do have lists that are properly bulleted, but I never have numbered bulleted lists. They're all just bullets. I can click through the slides with only the mouse, with only the keypad, which is making it accessible to the students with mobility or visual disabilities. You don't have to use the mouse. Once you go and view it, you can click right through with only the space bar. As you can see, the things pop up one after another, so I can properly time, speed it up, slow it down, differentiate it for those students that may need more time, and things as such. Moving back, on this slide you can see that I do have a picture here, and there is an alternative text for any of my pictures, but I would write this as we would complete it together. There's no captions displaying what this would be. There are words on slide 5, though, that describe the pictures. So here are some words that describe these pictures. The navigation is clear, allowing students to focus on the text. As we go through the PowerPoint, I would write on the board around the writing, stuff to add. Students can add to their notes. Students can write on their whiteboards to follow along. The only audio in this PowerPoint is my voice. Other than that, there is no audio attached to any of it, which it does not make it accessible to all learners. The only audio is my voice. I do not include any meaningful links. There's no tables or charts. I don't have any blinking features. There's no transcript for my audio since the only audio is me teaching. There is no transcript for that audio. There's also no captions on anything for audio. Unfortunately, according to the guidelines, math cannot be written accessibility in PowerPoint for equations and such like that. I do have some drawings like you'll see on this one. This would be me writing in the numbers on all of these and the students following along on their notebooks or on their whiteboard. Here are pictures of the students' problem sets. Each student actually has each individual problem set that looks exactly like this with them. The guidelines suggest that you create the slideshow in outline view, which I did not do. And you can see on the outline view it doesn't have anything for the pictures. Which the pictures are very crucial for the lesson. The order is proper for a screen reader to read the content, but to be able to add alternative text, I did find out, which I didn't know, is I could just right click on the picture, do format picture, click this button over here to the side, alternative text, and go ahead and title and make a description for my pictures, which I did not know, which was very useful. Found very cool. Exit out of that. Some other things that are useful in the Collins writing, we do give three different options. So that is be able to differentiate that for students, not only special education students, but all students. And according to Rice, on page 212, on page According to Rice on page 212, the Individuals with Disability Education Act states that the teacher follows the IEP of a student, and that this PowerPoint also allows me to give wait time, print out copies, give students redirections, or repeat or rephrase instructions. This is in correlation with page 213 for accommodating and modifying instruction for students. Rice also details a list on page 218 of strategies that teachers should implement into their everyday teaching. This list is important to accommodate all learners. Off of this list, the PowerPoint that I have here reaches all of the strategies, except it doesn't include any videos or recordings, which would be important to accommodate students that learn in different ways. The next resource I have here is a website that I created. It's a STEM website, to be specific, and it actually reaches students and parents. But just to start off, I can already tell that my heading here is not appropriate because the color contrast is probably too difficult for students that might be colorblind. So this is not accessible to all students. But here, things like this where it's in bold and not just in a different color is important. Also, these links are meaningful text. Written in meaningful text is not just a link. It describes where the link is going to take you. All of these do. And they're also underlined, which is important because it gives another visual clue to those students. Now, I do have videos attached to my site, but the videos do not have text captioning along with them. Here I have some student activities. I also don't, on this page, I don't have any alternative text for the pictures. There are captions underneath, and some of these will describe what the pictures are about. And these are all links. As you can tell, they are in bold and not just a different color. These videos do not have text captioning, so they are not accessible. None of the videos do. The links are marked in bold or they're underlined, which is important, and it's not just different color. The navigation is clear and organized. My subheadings have good color contrast where it's the black on the white or the white on a dark blue. Back here, this does not require any software, just your internet access. I could improve this website a lot by adding Rice's Tier 3 interventions and descriptions, the text-to-speech and the speech-to-text, which is on page 219. It would be really important to add audio to the paragraphs and text to the videos. This also falls under Principle 1 of the Universal Design for Learning, which provides multiple means of representation. So, maybe these is too many words for a student to read. Including that audio onto that would be a better use and more accessible to all students. I do think the videos do create more means of representation, but they should have text captioning along with them. This resource has a lot of good resources for a math class. It provides homework helpers and it provides multiple links. Now, the other thing I would need to add would be maybe an on-screen keyboard or an alternatives keyboard, as Rice suggests on page 228 for students with mobility impairments, because the only way I'm scrolling through here, I could use the arrow keys on my keyboard to scroll, but to click to other pages, I have to use the mouse to do so. Thank you.